These gestures signify stress and uneasiness.
What we'd like to do is be able to get consent, and we'd like to be able to get that from you. Is that something you'd be willing to do?
You can bring me the card right now if you want.
Normally, a search warrant is required to search someone's property. It's common knowledge that in order to obtain a search warrant, police must have probable cause, or specific facts that would lead a person to believe that evidence of a crime is located on someone's property. However, it's a lesser-known fact that police can simply ask an individual for permission to search their property. The owner's written consent is just as valid as a search warrant, and officers will often try to garner consent to search from the suspect first, especially in time-sensitive cases, as it saves them a lot of precious time and resources.
I'm gonna go over this with you, okay, sir? Are you able to read, write, and understand that English language?
Yes, sir.
So,
Note how his hands are positioned. When a person feels threatened or stressed, they'll sometimes subconsciously take up a position that protects or covers their vital body parts. Given the circumstances, he has plenty of reason to be anxious that could have nothing to do with guilt. He might simply be displeased with the idea of strangers rummaging through and taking things that belong to his possibly deceased wife.
would you like you need a bottle of water or anything?
Also, Michael's shakes are likely spurred on by intense levels of anxiety and shock that he's experiencing. Shaking is a common physical reaction to bad news. During this break in the interview, CPD officers made a beeline for Michael's residence to execute their search. They scanned the exterior of the property before thoroughly searching the inside of the Parks home for any clues as to where Hope might have gone on the night that she disappeared. What they would find in and around the Parks property would only raise more questions about Hope's disappearance. Questions that detectives hope Michael can answer for them. Following the break, detectives bring Michael back into the interrogation room in hopes that he may shed some light on their unexpected findings.
Morning.
Do you know of anybody that would want to hurt her? I think you said she wasn't close to anybody else. I mean, somebody that would be.
So I've gone back on my mood stabilizer.
She knows how to piss people off, or you know how to piss people off.
She knows how.
It's chilling that Michael can describe his wife in such a shocking and insensitive way, right after she's been found so devastated.
So I've made a conscientious decision to go back on my mood stabilizer. I think I have to do it, you know, because I've been falling apart and I thought I'd be alright without the meds, but, you know, it is what it is. I'm going up later on, Ava. I might go home today and spend the night or some, you know, we'll see the kids and yeah, stomach's up.
The remark about his truck seems completely inappropriate given the circumstances. However, it's not uncommon for someone who's experiencing high levels.
Are you going to the match or the march? Sorry. Oh man.
Michael simply shrugs off the detective's theory that he somehow took part in his wife's murder. A person in his position would typically react with some measure of shock or outrage at such an accusation. Michael, on the other hand, doesn't even seem interested in what they found inside his home or what the findings could possibly mean.
Yeah. We're just trying to figure out. I mean, obviously, you're not a bad person in your word.
I hope you have more luck than I have.
This is a strategically placed pacifier, Sin.
I'm gonna watch a film. Like I said, I got about 4 hours last night, and I think it's because I took me mood stabilizer. You know, I went to bed at 12 and woke up at 5:30 this morning. So, you know, I'm over the moon. I had four hours sleep. I'm gonna watch a movie, me. I only come on for half an hour. I'm probably gonna dive and go to sleep for an hour if I can, you know. Then it tips. Like I said, I'm gonna watch a couple of things. The Arrival, that's a great movie. Invictus, that's a great movie. The Killing Fields. The Killing Fields I'm watching. A unit of British paratroopers in Afghanistan become caught in a minefield. Okay, we watched that. Yeah. Well, Kajaki, it's about a fucking story of a load of English lads over there, man. They come into a minefield by this pattern. But, like I said, I'm not staying for long, guys. Anything to do with war, bro, I like it, you know.
This movie is brought to you with limited interruptions.
Hey you, what are you doing here? You could be at home watching Tubi. It's got thousands of movies, shows, and it's free. Yeah, you can get out.
Yeah, that's it, Pat. That's the one.
Dying alone as per.
Hey, Pat. I had a dream that a few people died at this march. And I think a few people are gonna lose their life at this march. Wow. Well, like I said, I know a lot of my friends are going, and you know, if a policeman puts their hands on one of my friends, they hit them all, and that's what's gonna happen. You know, I'm glad I'm not over there, because I can see blood shed in the streets of Dublin, like it happened 110 years ago, except for this time, we have a foreign occupier, being Aladdin, and Arabs in our country that don't deserve to be there. But the country, Dáil Éireann, has no backbone. You know. Hey, Mousy, you know what? Of a bad people, of a bad feeling, people are going to get hurt at this march. All it's going to take is for a few coppers to start hitting people, and that's going to filter through the crowd. And next of all, bottles of water, bottles of Monster energy drink, everything's getting thrown. It's a sad situation, but it's like if we don't fight for our liberty and our freedom, we may as well be dead. When is the march, Mousy? Tomorrow? Is it tomorrow or is it today? I'm watching an old war movie about 3 o'clock maybe. Tomorrow at 2 I'll be watching. You know, here are you going with Conor Ben and Chris Eubank. Tomorrow I can't wait to get this all on my face. Get me hair cut back to the way it was. How are you, Jerry? I like a good war movie, you know. But yeah, change of scenery. I was gonna go on my daughters, but I'm gonna go up and see Lisa and the kids for a bit. No way, they're firing rockets at him, and he's fucking great movie. All about British Special Forces over in Afghanistan. You should all meet up, Mousy. You should all say, tell you what, we'll all meet up in Dublin. And like I said, a lot of my mates are going from Ballyfermot. A lot of my mates have come over from England, from London, you know, to go to this march because it's history. You know, it's going to be history. But I've an awful feeling that people are going to die at this march. You know, some people might get stampeded. All I know is this is the biggest gathering of patriots for 110 fucking years, and we need to make our voices heard, but we also need to show the world how we carry ourselves, you know. We're not blackguards and bowsies. All we want is the same as every fucking citizen, which is, you know, abide by our constitution. Morning, Lise. I ended up having about 4 hours sleep last night. I took my mood stabiliser. And I managed to sleep a little bit. So I might go back on it. Because these ain't going to give me a sleeping tablet, so. You know. If I have to buy them online, I will. I'm not asking them to move a mountain for me. All I want them to do is to give me a fucking, wow, €500 a week. You know what I mean? Ireland is like a fucking, Ireland's like Amsterdam at the minute. You know, it's prostituting itself out. But it's not, like I said, I left there a long time and I knew when I left I wouldn't be back. You know, because the mentality is the same. Most of my mates at home are alleged villains and gangsters and cartel affiliates, and they all think that's a cool lifestyle, but it's not. What's cool about your mammy having to wear a bulletproof vest every day? And you did that. You know, like there's a lot of people in Ballyfermot that are on their high horses and shit, like, you know what I mean? But the truth be told, not just in Ballyfermot or Clondalkin or Tallaght or Finglas or Blanche or Coolock or Palmerstown or fucking Ballymun or whatever. You know, like I said, when I was a youngster, I used to look up to villains, real tough guys, you know, tough guys that have nicknames. That ended up getting double tapped right there. Now, in order to take that shot, you know, you have to be able to shoot. Like, I mean, finger on the trigger, pop, pop, double tap, pop, pop, done. But you can't be doing things like that. You know, it goes against our Geneva Convention, but it is what it is. But it's going to be the biggest gathering of people in Ireland for 110 years, and I have a bad feeling that people are going to die at this march. I truly believe it, Come here. I remember watching the Alma bombing, and the police, they got a code word, and they tried to get as many civilians well, this is what I'm saying. The birds of Manchester, they think they're well hard, even the seagulls and the crows. You know, I feel half a crow because I have fucking crow feet on my eyes, you see. That's sleep, look. Yeah, well, he's lucky I'm not there. I'd hit him with a golf stick. 4, now your head's on the floor. Squeak, because I've just crushed your beak. Just like a Stinger missile. We don't miss, we heat and seek. And in the Bible it said, seek and you shall find. Do unto others as they do to you. Yeah, and do not kill your neighbour.
Thou shalt not kill thy neighbour.
Yeah, thou shalt not kill my neighbour with an axe. I'll use my bare hands. Nah, listen to me. I didn't even have quarter of the balls that I used to have, you know. But when you become a dad and a grandfather, and you have to carry yourself a certain way, because you see, as adults, we set the standard. You see, I fucked up my education, but a positive come out of it. I made sure my kids didn't. You know, like me first lad, he had a dream of going to uni and travelling the world, and that's what he's doing. No children, no toys. He said, Dad, I could go to Thailand and get a job as a teacher. I said, they're all pervs over there. He said, Dad, listen, you can't tar everyone with the same brush. You know what I mean? I was like, fucking Thailand. But I hope you all enjoy the march. But know one thing, the world's watching you, and there's going to be a lot of spotters at that march. You know, and the first sign of trouble, they're going to isolate people, and if it means getting bashed, and listen to me, the Garda Síochána are probably faced with the biggest operation they've had in over a century. Do you know how much money that's going to cost just for this march? And when someone said to me there's going to be like 20, 30,000 at this march here, there's going to be 4 times that. Easy. You know, and it's like we have a voice, and our voice needs to be heard, because you may as well be dead if you have to live in silence. You know, I named my daughter Saoirse, my first one. It means freedom in Irish. That's freedom of speech, freedom of loving a man or a woman, as long as you're happy. Shout out to Nepal. Namaste. Yeah, we love you in Ireland. I'm a big fan of Buddha, in all fairness. Pat, what you tying him out for? I'm a big fan of Buddhism. You know, in Buddhism, they believe that your heart carries your soul. You know, over 20 years ago, a surgeon from Glasnevin saved my dad's life with a 13-year-old lad's heart. You know, and I got 20 years out of that motherfucker. A lot of political position are telling people not to go because of what happened in the mosque. Mousy, as soon as I seen that last night, I said to myself, 3 words. So it's begun. You think that's an isolated incident? There's people from all over Ireland who are patriots that are sick of it being second-class citizens in your own country. That goes against everything our constitution Do you understand? You have to have laws and order, and you have to be able to restore order, you know. But there's a lot of angry Irish people, and I just feel like it's just going to go off in Dublin. It's going to make world news all around the world. I can see police fighting against citizens, police that have been moved from Luton, Plymouth, Portsmouth, you know. A lot of these already hate the Irish. It's just a job to them. Listen, if any of them step out of line, you have fucking PPE. Use your shield and your baton. You know, I'd be aiming for the hands, mate. Not the head or hand. Smash the hands, then they can't hit you. But yeah, I'm gonna do 10 more minutes and then I'm gonna lay here for an hour or so. And then I'll have a smoke. Cigarette. Jerry knows his shit. Nah, but no, all jokes aside, it's like YouTube has turned into a bucket of piss. Everybody wants to be a tough guy on here, but you get exposed, you know, because it's all, my dad always said to me, yeah, I did, honey, yeah. Everybody wants to be a tough guy on YouTube, right? But you know the truth. You know, if they get punched in the face, they realise they made a mistake. You know, my dad taught me a few things. He taught me how to read books. Way before the internet was invented, way before I come to the UK, my dad had about 1,000 books in the house. And I read about 1/5 of them. 1/5 of the books that I read, I'd say 20 of them are about dictators, tyrants, ideologists, you know. And I didn't get it at first, but I used to read a lot when I was a kid, when I was in prison, whatever, when I was in psychiatric facilities. I used to read, you know, because I fucked up my education at 13 and I didn't realise how important it was. Jerry, I'm going to my favourite fishing spot. Not today, because I haven't got my fishing rods, but yeah, I'm going to catch a big fuck off trout and I'm going to call it Jerry and I'm going to let it go back. I'm going to go, Jerry, YouTube, look, I've just caught a 3-pound trout. In Jerry's honour, we are breaking the jinx, so I'm going to let him back, you know. But, so, okay, honey, I think I'm going to go up and stay up at Lisa's tonight, watch a movie, and yeah, because when the boys are on a bender, I can't handle it. You know, I don't like alcohol. It turns men into wankers. You know. Yeah, well, we'll watch a couple of things. Like I said, on Saturday, all the boys, man, we're all meant to be watching the fight. Me, Mark, Alex, Dave, Dylan, AJ, TJ, loads of us. But I'll see what happens. Mark's going round 5, I'm going round 7. How are you, folks? I'll be honest with you, Eubank needs to be humbled. Brilliant. Fuck me, we should argue more. Oh, fucking brilliant. As long as the crust is cut off, I don't give a fuck. You know, you've not made me an egg for it, don't I? You know, I think you've made me one egg sandwich since we moved in there. You know, I should have said I can cook. You know. Oh, thank you very much. But you know, has anybody seen Dan on YouTube by any chance? Pat, have you seen Dan Fight and Talk UK on YouTube? You know, he's so sensitive. You know, I'm not really going to put my hands on you, Dan. Do you think I'd do that with cameras all around me? But I did tell you, if you fuck me over, and you did fuck me over, and you disappeared real quick off YouTube as well, didn't you? Do you want to tell the people why you moved off YouTube? Because I threatened you, didn't I? Bro, when it comes to business, if you say to me, I want you on my channel and I'll give you a quarter of it. I said, I want it in writing, mate. He would have having a big channel, you know, but he's an arrogant cunt. You know, and the only reason I won't crack him when I see him is because he has a 10, 11-year-old lad, you know, and I've spoke to his lad a few times and it's not his lad's fault, you know, but all I want him to do is to send a video to Dave Courtney's family and I'll forget about it. But as you know, I go over the Etihad to make content on my own, and if I ever see him over there, we're going to have a conversation and I'm going to walk away with his camera around my neck and I'm going to whisper something in his ear just in case he wants to get me arrested. I'll tell the world about you. He's a fucking bell end, he is. You know, I said to him, listen, I believe in my ability and my knowledge and my experience about fighting. I probably know more about fighting than you. He said, that's why I want you on my channel, Jewett. So I said, all right, I like boxing, I like UFC. You know, I like a good row, but I like to see men shake hands after a good row. Because boxing's a gentleman's sport, and this weekend, Eubank, I know, I only seen it last night and I was looking at all them people that are subbed to me channel and 75% of them I'm not subbed to theirs, you know. But I'm looking forward to seeing me son later. Like, I don't know about, I'll come up when you come back from the school because I have to wait for someone till 2 o'clock to come to see me. So, I'll let you know. It should be like, you know, when I'll make me way up when you're on your way back from the school. I have me scooter charged up and all, so yeah. Right guys, I'm not going over me half an hour. Like I said, I didn't even want to do a live, you know. I've just lost me motivation for it because it's like I've dedicated nearly, Jesus Christ, thousands of hours on here, you know, and it's like, in all fairness, it'd be nice the odd time someone bought you a bleeding coffee, you know, or said, you know what, tell you what, I don't need props now because I ripped my studio down, I don't need it, you know. There's too much shit there. I'm gonna put it all on eBay. So, I have 2 canvases there. You know, I'll fuck me laptop up, the password won't come up on it, so I'll sell some of me props and me magazines. in order, because like I said, I need to get things for my channel in order to make it better, and I can't afford it. You know, now maybe if I had a charging people membership, I wouldn't have this problem, but like I said, I'm part of this community, and I remember when I first went on the cesspit, there was about 5 people on there, and I paid membership to that channel every month. No names, Fighting Irish Jerry. I didn't mind paying Ronan, because he learned me about YouTube. But not all Nordies are like Ronan, Jade. Your fucking content is explosive, Jude. Is it? Do you want to do a podcast, Jude? I was like, fuck yeah. You know, and that's why I like Ronan. You know, out of all the Irish community, when I come on here, he helped me. I didn't even know how to do a live. Do you understand? I hadn't got a clue. But some of me countrymen helped me, and I have a few men that are from different countries that I'm helping, because okay, I've learned a lot on YouTube, right, and I didn't know anything about YouTube, but it took me a few years. Now, there's a few of my mods that don't know too much about YouTube, but I do. Now, the last week I've not been putting people's name in the description. It's like, I can only help people so much, you know what I mean? It's like, but like I said, I'm losing my motivation for it, because I don't profit from this at all. The only way I profit if someone buys me a coffee and through me PayPal. You know, 2 weeks ago, a lad from Clondalkin, Jay, he bought me 8 coffees, right? But I had to refund him the money because I can't claim it for some reason. So I have to use my PayPal. Right, so yeah, you have an Xbox up there. You know, I might have a game of that later on. You know, and use all go bed like fucking, I'll be laying on the sofa. I've not had a game on it. Listen, I've never had an Xbox in my life, and neither has Dylan. He's always had a PlayStation. You're either a PlayStation or an Xbox person. I'm neither. But if there's one there, you know, like, I'd love to be able to get a few of my mods in a group and have a game of golf online or a game of FIFA, you know, 2 against 2, myself, Finn. Brilliant. But nah, like I said, it's been a long week, you know. Minecraft. This thing that I'm watching is about mines, you know. It's called, Pa, have you seen it? It's called Kajaki, a true story. Kajaki, a true story. So guys, listen to me. You can all fuck off, because, yeah, I'm gonna lay on the sofa and watch a war movie.
Checkmate. Fortune line, huh?
Fuck it. Should just drive the shit out of here.
Once more to the bridge.
Let's go on some fucking cars,
Right guys, thanks for coming in. Lisa, I'll FaceTime you at about... Hang on a minute.
Okay. Yeah.
I may as well just come up. I'll be up about 3:30. When you come back from the school, I'll be up, right? I'm just gonna watch the end of this. But guys, thanks for coming in. And if you're listening to this now, later on tonight, tomorrow the world is gonna be watching. And we're the standard setters. It's a peaceful protest. But I tell you one thing, as soon as one civilian is hit by a baton, them police are gonna be sorry. Just like Mountbatten. Hey, you never know. Like I'm talking, people get like, this event, like you think of all the radicals that have been moved to Ireland, that lived under Sharia law. Do you understand? These ain't afraid to use weapons and fucking what have you and all, but I can see murder in town. I'll tell you what's going to happen. You see a few Irish fellas will have a few drinks and some dickhead will be at the parade with a Palestine flag and your flag is going to get wrapped around your neck and set on fire. I'll be honest with you. If I was walking across O'Connell Street Bridge and I seen Palestine flags on the bridge, I'm not asking them to take them down. I'm taking them down, and if he wants a problem, I'll fuck him in the liffey in a jiffy. Listen, bro, what's your problem? Bro, you've just sparked them. Well, yeah, that's the objective. You try to disrespect Irish men and women on their own soil. Yeah, send it. As far as I'm concerned. Right, guys, thanks for coming in. Lisa will be up when you're back from school, yeah. I want to watch the weigh-in. You, Bank and Ben, like I'll never see this in my lifetime. But last night, Lisa, I took my mood stabiliser for a long time. I've not taken it, as you know, for how long. But I took it last night and it helped me a little bit. I ended up going to sleep at about 12 and I woke up at 5:30 this morning with the sun beaming in, and it's like I just got 5 hours sleep. I'm fucking over the moon. So I'm willing to do whatever it takes if it affects my mood. If it means going back on my medication that I don't want to go back on, I'll do it. It's like, because I don't like the way I am, and I thought I was doing alright without the meds. I thought I was. But sometime in life you have to know what who your enemy is and who your friend is. Right, I love yous all and I'm gonna bounce and I'll see yous all later on. And I get myself announced. No, not really. It's only 11:20, so I'm waiting till 12 o'clock to have a smoke. Little steps for me is progress. Any movement is progress, So anyway, I'm gonna watch this. My man's just got his leg blown off and his fingers. Mate, you stood in an IED, you fucking dickhead. I'd put a tourniquet on that, mate, or he's gonna be dead in 2 minutes. Get it on his leg, quick. Yeah? Medic! We need a fucking medic. Medic! Well, I have my scooter charged. It's ready to go. So like I said, I'm just waiting for my guy. You know what I mean? It's like, hey, Lise, you know what? I made a 3-5 last me 3 days. How amazing is that? Oh. Well, like I said, it's like I'm trying little things, you know what I mean? Like, if it makes my mental health better, it's like I'm gonna fucking do it, you know what I mean? Now, for all I know, it could make me worse, but I'm trying it, you know? Yeah, we'll see. Oh, yeah, well, I think it'll help you, you know, like, because I've been in the hospital 3 times, Lisa, I know the warning signs. You know, now for me to go back on that mood stabilizer, you know I didn't want to do this, don't you? But it's like you can't do everything on your own and you have to start small steps. You know, most of my life I've been a drug addict, and because of my mental health, and a few months ago, I won't go into it, but you remember seeing me on that sofa, filling that basin like that, 18 litres of shit coming out of me into a fucking, and then ended up in hospital 3 times. So I was like, I know I'm that close, so I have to do something about it. You know, I'm 51 this year. I'm not getting any younger. You know, I have children that depend on me. I'll do whatever it takes. You know, and if it doesn't work, I try it, or we try it. You know. Like, I didn't want to go back on this mood stabilizer, but I can feel it. You know, I didn't want to do it, you know, but last night, you know the way my blister pack is? Well, there was 2 missing out of it last night and I couldn't find them. A 300ml quetiapine and a 200 I was short. So rather than take 8 tablets last night, I'd like 5. So I was looking at my mood stabilizer and I was like, don't do it, please don't do it. But I did. You know, if it helps me, so be it, but I didn't want to do this. That's what I have every day, look. Every single fucking day. Now, I also want to show you something. Diazepam. Now, I want to show you something. Now, I didn't want to go back on this, but it's derailed me. So, I swear on me babies, all of them, I didn't want to do this. But it's either that, I go back to hospital. I'm gonna go back to hospital here. They'll make me take it. So, I'll show you some. See all them? Watch. So, the things you do for love. So, I feel like all the hard work that I put in has been in vain. And there's one thing you can't hide, and that's your pain. The writing's on the wall. It's already started last night. Church is getting burnt. No, that's your missus, mate. And your sister. She's got a big beard. You know, she's a big Arab. I bet she's got a big hairy fanny as well. And I bet our cunt has been kissed more times than the Blarney Stone. Would that be accurate? Basically, I'm saying your wife is a whore because you insulted me, and now you're seeing the door. You big fucking Aladdin. We don't want your carpet. Fuck off. I got 3 wishes. How about here? I've got something you can rub. Yeah, how about that lamp there, look? Yeah, proper man. Yeah. Now, my brother's got a bigger packer than I have. But, have you seen Silence of the Lambs? Fuck me. Don't you hurt my dog. Don't you make me hurt your dog, mister. You know. But, I didn't want to take this lease. But I have to try something because my mood is being woeful for months. Like last year, get me man there repatriated to Ireland, coming off medication, becoming a granddad, becoming a dad, moving house, your dad passing away. And I tried to be as strong as I could for you, and I ended up breaking myself. You know, like, that's my problem. I worry about everybody fucking else. But I'll give it a go. Yeah, it's a motherfucker. See, the gift about life is we live and we die. And whether we like it or not, it's like, you know, now, I'm gonna reach out to one of my aunties, my Auntie Carmel. my dad's sister, because she's been through it all, you know. And she's counselled many women, you know. It's like bereavement counsel and what have you, and she's family, and she loves you as well. And she's been through similar stuff too, and you know, she's helped a lot of ladies, a lot of women, because years ago, I'll tell you something about my aunt. Her dad interfered with her when she was a kid, the dirty bastard, you know. And then they went to college, they went to Golden Bridge, and then they were abused, sexually abused, physically and mentally. You know what the nuns used to do? You know, when girls, it was that time of the month, they used to march them naked in front of boys, just to shame them. Like Cersei Lannister. Remember when they cut her hair off, and look what she did? She blew them to Kingdom Come with lightning fire. That green stuff, nightshade, or whatever it's fucking called, but it's effective. But like I said, I've had 93 psychiatric evaluations, you know. Like, it's not my first rodeo, you know. I've sat in over 90 different appointments, hey Alina, you know, because of me mental health, you know. And sometimes we try to fill the world and tell them that we're not hurting, but every day I hurt, you know, but I put it to one side, because your grief can kill you, and it can also suffocate the people around you. Because when I lost my dad, I took it out on everybody, the people around me, my work colleagues, everyone. But they were very supportive, you know. Yeah. But like I said, I've just had them. There's 18 little tablets in one of them capsules. So I said, fuck it. Last night I took it, and today I've taken it. So if it makes one, if it can improve me mood a little bit, well then so be it. You know, it's the only way. You know, it's like I said, my doctor wouldn't be happy if I told him I was on my mood stabilizer nearly fucking a long time. But until I sort my sleeping issue, if I have to take venlafaxine every night to help me sleep, I will. Fucking hell, we should row more often. Yeah, so I have my scooter all charged up. Brilliant. Fucking hell. That's when you know things are going pear-shaped, when your missus doesn't make you a cup of tea in the morning anymore, you know. But anyway, listen, I'm gonna leave it there. But what I would like to say to me comrades in Dublin and all over the world who are coming to this march, the spotlight is going to be on us, and we're the standard setters. Do you understand? A lot of people look up to us to be role models and what have you. It's like, if you go to that march with intentions of causing trouble, you'll get trouble, because they brought in more police. This is probably going to be the biggest police event in over 100 years in our city. This is history. You know, and Irish people have a voice, you know. And we need to use it, and it's like, it doesn't matter whether you're Catholic, Protestant, Hindu, Christian, Muslim, Buddhist. You know, all we want to do is to live in peace, you know. And I think it's going to be a compromise. Because what style are you meant to do? What are you going to say? Oh, we're going to change policy. We're going to close our borders. Well, Lena, I hope you get well soon. Like I said, I have a few pals that's going to this march. Yowzer's coming over from England. A few of the lads are going over from England. It's like, I'd end up getting arrested at that march. You know, it's like, but I just fear for me comrades, male and female, because 110 years ago, blood was spilt in O'Connell Street. The GPO got lit up like a Christmas tree, and a lot of patriots died that day, all because of our constitution, all because of our freedom and our liberty. Many patriots died in vain. You know, they forged the constitution with the blood and the sweat off their brow, and now we have a new infiltrator, you know, in our country. And it's like Irish people are being treated like second-class citizens in their own country. That goes against our constitution. Simple. You know. But like I said, I hope you all have a good day, and know this: tomorrow the eyes of the world is on Ireland. You know, we're the standard setters. Show the world what we're like, but also have your say. Just try do not get arrested, because it'll go off. But anyway, speaking of going off, I'm fucking off now. Thanks for coming in. Lisa, I'll be up after 3, right? I'll make sure you're home, right? Guys, thanks very much for coming in, okay? I really appreciate it. You know, I think Mousy, right, will be going live at the march. If you're not sub to Mousy's channel, do it. You know, I love his content. You know, it's like, I was watching it a few weeks ago, man. Tears were rolling down my eyes, you know, seeing Moore Street again and Henry Street, and, you know, he's got a great channel. I have a lot of time for him, you know. Yeah, that's not a problem. Right, guys, I'm going to end me live. Thanks for coming in, and I'll see you later on. I'll text you when I'm on my way, Leash, right? Thank you for coming in, everyone, and I'll see you later. We have